do that again. Hello guys, Bobby Drives here. So today I've got a brand new Jaguar XE R Sport on a 2019 plate. Now being a 2019 plate, it's had a whole facelift and we're going to go around and see the difference. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. Do hit the notification bell button so when I get new videos you'll be notified. And don't forget to follow me at Bobby Drives. Let's just take you a quick walk around the car. I think the blue's really nice. I love the 18-inch alloys. It is a really pretty looking car, especially the front grille and the way it's been updated. I really do like these. They sit on the road really nicely. Now this being an XE, this is the smallest out of the saloons that the Jaguar does. It's a good comparison to the BMW 3 Series or the Mercedes C-Class or even the Audi A4. Now I've taken this for a drive and it is really comfortable. Steering wheel's super light. One thing I'd say which I do prefer with BMW, you get a bit more of a feel coming back from the steering wheel. This is quite light. But you do get 3 different specs in this. You get an S, an SE, which is this one, and a HSE. HSE basically has more extras and a little bit more power. You could buy this on the road today for £33,000. It goes plus £40,000 depending on the extras that you want. And you get 3 different engine ranges. So this being a 4-cylinder 2-litre diesel powered engine, it produces 178 brake horsepower with 317 pounds of torque. Top speed is 140 miles an hour and you get your 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds. The best thing about all of this, you still get 50 miles per gallon on fuel consumption. All cars nowadays are becoming very economical and better for this planet. You do also get 2 other versions of engines in this car. So you do get a petrol 2-litre 4-cylinder which produces 247 brake horsepower, and you can also get another petrol which produces 296 brake horsepower. Now that's quite a lot of power in one of these mid-sized saloons. The good thing is with the 296 brake horsepower you get 4-wheel drive as standard. If you've got the 247 brake horsepower, it's an optional extra, but this being slightly at the lower end, being a 2-litre diesel, you only have the option of getting rear-wheel drive. So let's go around the car and look at a few things. So starting from the front, you've got an updated black grille. It's like a hexagonal design, really like that. This is not the R-Dynamic spec, so if it was an R-Dynamic, this chrome will be all black. The chrome down here would also actually be black, and it's just slightly different front bumper, different side sills and a different rear bumper. But this being an SE, it's like a middle sport spec. Going over to the lights, so the lights are fully adaptive xenon lights. You do have a daytime running LED which just runs across here. Now another update they've done to the facelift, they've actually made your lights slimmer by 12mm just so it looks a little bit more sportier, and I think it works. It actually does look a little bit more edgy, a little bit more sporty, so I really like these updated lights. Unfortunately, they don't have the matrix technology which some other Jaguars do have, and what it is, you have 12 LED bulbs effectively, and when you've got oncoming cars coming towards you, if 1 or 2 of those bulbs are about to blind them, the car detects it and it turns those particular LED bulbs off so it doesn't blind the oncoming driver, which I think is a really good safety feature. Another thing I like are these alloy wheels. So they are 18-inch standard alloys. They are 2-tone, so they're grey in the middle, even here they're grey, but the actual spokes are of a silver gloss shine. It doesn't really compromise the ride. If you did get the 19-inch wheels, then they do make the ride a little bit more harder, but these are really nice. On the side panels you do have the Jaguar logo. What's really nice, in the middle it has got the R Sport logo on top of some more hexagonal black plastic, but goes with the theme of the car, makes it look really sporty. So guys, let's have a look at the rear of the car. So starting with the updated rear lights, I really like them. I really like how you get this boomerang sort of effect light which runs all across, which is really nice. You do have some other squares just here. Can't explain them, but they look really nice. You've got your 2-litre diesel engine, the Jaguar brand, the XE, which is the model shape, and you have a double exhaust, which is actually real. Let's open up the boot. So with the boot, excuse the bag, sorry about that. It currently is 410 litres capacity. It's not the biggest. If you did go for the BMW 3 Series, that's 480 litres capacity, and the Mercedes C-Class is just a little bit smaller than that. So this is not the biggest, and what I don't like is the actual entrance into the boot. So if I put my camera down, here there's quite a big lip, meaning you can't just really put things in straight away. It can be a little bit awkward. This spec doesn't actually have the 40-60 split seat. If you did want that, it's actually a £440 extra from Jaguar, which I think is a bit absurd. I think it should just be included. So at the moment, these seats can't go down. So guys, we're now inside of the car. Let's have a look around. Starting with the full black leather, they are perforated, so they've got a bit of holes in the leather seat, so it lets them breathe. It is just a really nice cabin. Now, this steering wheel has been picked out of the I-Pace. I really like it. I love how you got the aluminium paddle shifts. The whole center console has been completely updated. So in the past, Jaguar have spent a lot of time on creating beautiful engines or the way the car drives, which I can't fault them for that. It's a good thing. They've now stepped the game up and they've focused on really nice interiors, because let's face it, all of its competitors, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, they have lovely interior. So Jaguar has updated it and it actually looks really nice. You've got this whole swooping middle cockpit. One thing I'm a bit surprised about, this still has, even though it's a 19 plate, the old rotary dial for your gears. So if I turn the car on, oh, I must mention that this does have keyless entry, so you just press the button, keys in my pocket, and the car starts. But if you saw this just come up, now this is to control the gears. I personally really like that. I think it's really snazzy, and as soon as you turn the car off, it disappears. In the new Jaguars, which is just coming out right now, they've taken this away and gone back to a normal handheld sort of gear knob. It's not the end of the world, but I really do like this, and it's a shame they're getting rid of them. Just here, you do have a wireless charging pad for your Apple phone or your Androids. Really good. You just put it there and it does its thing. Here you have the options of going between sports to normal to eco mode. Also, if it's wet and rainy, it's really good at identifying what you're driving on. It's got really good systems in place where it will distribute the power to each wheel individually, and for braking too, meaning that you'll always have the best traction whilst you're driving. You've got automatic handbrake, compartment in here for your drinks. Got quite a good sized storage bin in here. You do get your USB port for charging your iPhones or whichever phones it is, a second USB port, a micro SD slot, and a 12-volt charging point. Now Jaguar have definitely stepped the game up in terms of interior. I really like this high gloss black finish, this metallic metal looking finish which goes around the whole center cockpit. And I love it, like you've got like a leather sort of dashboard. I don't know if it's real or not. However, there are certain areas where I just think they're letting it down. Like these door cards, they just don't feel as premium to me as you would get from its competitors. So there's a few little areas where they could have done a little bit more. Now another thing I really like is this 12.3-inch infotainment screen. The nice thing is it's all touchscreen, it's very interactive, really easy to use. I can go on my telephone calls or my satellite navigation, or I can even go to my heated seats just by pressing this button and going through all the configurations. It's got obviously radio and all other bits and bobs that you would expect, but really nice system. And I like how it dominates the middle cockpit, being a 12.3-inch screen. We have the original digital climate control. If you had a spec slightly better than this one, this is also another 10-inch screen, really nice to look at. You've got really nice metal dials on left and right. It looks like the system that you would have in a Range Rover's example, where it's just literally a screen in the middle and you can control all of your heating configurations. This doesn't have it, but this is still nice, still very easy and very practical to use. But yeah, the seats are really nice. Unfortunately, they're only half electrics, meaning the back goes up and down by a button. The rest of it is manual, where I can find the stupid lever. Now that's simply fixed by having an upgrade, so you can get full electric seats throughout this car. One thing I don't like about these part electric seats is this old button. This is like from the 1990s, it's like from a Ford Mondeo. When I used to get picked up from high school with my friend's dad, his Mondeo had these buttons. I really thought they could have changed those. Don't like those. a nice little touch that Jaguar's done on all of the vents in the car. They've actually put their name on it, Jaguar, and it just looks really nice. I think that's a nice little touch. Another thing I'd like to point out, between the seats and the dashboard, you've got this white stitching which goes all the way around, just making it a little bit nicer. You do have a lane departure system, which is really good. If you're on a motorway and you're feeling a little bit sleepy or you doze off slightly, as soon as you go onto the other lane, the steering wheel starts to vibrate and it makes a very funny noise to kind of wake you up. So I think that's a really good safety feature. The bad thing is there's a button right next to it, which is to open your boot. Now, normal cars, a lot of cars have a boot release from within the cockpit, but you've got to hold it down for probably 2 to 3 seconds for it to actually open, because it could be accidental. This one, I might just press the wrong button and it just pops straight away. So I hope this has some sort of mechanism that when you're going above, say, 5 miles an hour, it doesn't actually work, because that could be quite dangerous on the motorway. Another thing I should mention, the chassis of this car and the whole frame of it is made from aluminium, well, 75% of aluminium, meaning that it's very light. This car only weighs between 1600 to 1800 kilos, yet it doesn't compromise the rigidity of the structure, being aluminium. So this steering wheel has been lifted out of the I-Pace steering wheel. I think it's really nice. I love how you've got all your buttons here to control your infotainment system and to set your cruise control. Really like the R Sport logo, and also the instrument cluster for your speedometers. Now, this doesn't have the 10.1 inch updated digital display, unfortunately. What this has is your speedometer, your rev counter, then in the middle you do have a screen for just to update you on certain informations like your diesel consumption, how fast you're going. I don't know if we can get a sat nav in there, so let me see if I can try and pull that up. Another extra to the R Sport, the side sills are labelled R Sport, which is really nice, and you do get the metal pedals as well. So guys, in the rear of the car, it's quite snug. The driver in front of me is 6 foot, so the seat is pushed quite back. I'm 5'10", and I still have enough space. If there was 3 of us in the back, it might get a little bit tight. Good thing is, the roof line, even though it looks a bit short from here, the roof line's not bad. It has a little hunch which actually raises, so I've got a little bit more space for my head. So as I mentioned before, you can buy this particular car on the road for £33,000. Bear in mind, this had an original facelift around 2015, so you could even buy a 2015 plate. It's going to have some high mileage on it, and you can pick them up as cheap as £10,000. Now, we don't want a car with high mileage. A mid-range one would be a 2017 plate, which probably have about 50,000 miles on it, and you can actually pick them up from as little as £16,000 up to £20,000. So a real bargain in my eyes, but the flip side of it, they don't hold their price that well. As example, this is £33,000. In 2 years' time, it's going to be worth nearly half of that. So that's one thing that you need to consider. So guys, that brings us to the end of my review. I hope you really liked it. It is a really pretty looking car. This blue really sets it off as well, which is really nice. But like I said, it's a really nice, comfortable car to drive. You don't get the feedback as much as you will from a BMW example, but it's a Jaguar. Jaguar are meant to be pristine, luxurious cars where you're not really meant to drive them around really fast. You just take your time in it. But yeah, lovely car. Purchase wise, I would say it's definitely a consideration between the Audi, the BMW and the Mercedes. I mean, if you are looking to buy one, I would suggest going to test drive all 4 and see what really works for you. As a mid-sized compact saloon car, being a 2 litre, and for the price it is and how economical it is, it's a good purchase. But if you did like that video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. Hit the notification bell button so you'll be notified for new videos. Don't forget to smash the likes button and follow me at Bobby Drives, and more reviews will be coming soon. See you guys later.